Welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm your host, Ellen Barrett. We have a great show for you today, and we are kicking it off with the Shannon Law Firm. And today with me, I have Walter Shannon and Derek Allen. They're attorneys over there. Thanks for being with us today.
Well, thanks for having us.
Great to have you on the show, and it sounds like we're going to be chatting about some of the benefits of using a smaller law firm compared to some of the humongous law firms that are in our area as well. So I'm excited to learn about that, and I can already imagine some of those benefits. But first off, what kinds of cases does your firm handle?
I am the head of the litigation department and also the only member of the litigation department. So I do anything.
So you can say you're the president.
President, every title you can think of our litigation department. And what that means is anything that's a lawsuit comes into, I handle that. So
Sure.
It ends up being probably 50% family law, custody, divorce, things like that. And then I would say the other half is all sorts of business disputes, contract disputes, a little bit of personal injury, but essentially anything that's a lawsuit. We can handle for the most part, and I would be the one handling that.
Not busy at all, it sounds like.
No, a lot of time surfing the internet.
A lot of
reading,
free time.
Yeah, looking at YouTube videos, things like that.
How about you, Walter?
Well, we do have a little overlap in
Sure.
some of these areas, but I'm more transactional in what I do. So my work, estate planning is a large part of my practice, along
Sure.
with real estate and business. Business is an area where we help businesses pretty much from formation all the way to selling to the next owner. So,
Wow.
so we keep busy on that end too. And once in a while, when a transaction situation goes the wrong way, well, we have a litigation department too. So that's
You're covered.
yeah, that's right. We've got
So
yes.
there are so many different TV shows involving lawyers or just, the whole process of it all. And it just looks really exciting. So I want to know, what are the most interesting cases you guys have worked on?
I would say recently, particularly in Madison, was a case where a client of ours was denied his right to wear a colander in his driver's license photo. So he became a client of mine, wrote to the DMV, and that got a little bit of press
Yeah.
in the local area and throughout the country. So that was for sure the most famous case I've worked on recently, or
Wow.
ever, actually.
I've got kind of a humorous one.
Yeah.
When I first started in Evansville, I've been practicing for 26 years, but in Evansville a few years ago, one of my first cases was a person that owned a bar in town came to me, and they had these two deeds, and I'm looking at them. I go, that's interesting, and it was for someone who was paying their bar tab, and it turned out that they were for cemetery plots. So a fella used cemetery plots to pay for his bar tab. So that's something you only see in a small town, I guess. But otherwise, for me, my most probably interesting area is cabin law. I do a lot of cabin agreements for families.
Which is a big deal to all of us here up north.
Oh yeah, I mean it's a really it's amazing how that works, because every family's unique in what they would want to see in agreement for
Right.
for having the cabin pass through generations.
Wow, it's cool stuff. And
Yeah.
getting to know you guys, and obviously just the personality you guys bring in the stories, I'm sure are just some of the benefits of using a smaller law firm versus a larger one. But why else should somebody seek maybe a smaller law firm rather than a larger one?
I think the stereotypical answers are that the rates tend to be a little bit lower. You have more personal contact, in some instances, with your attorney. But I would encourage people to check out both.
Yeah.
If you've got a matter, you can go look at some of the bigger firms in Madison or Janesville, more near us, and then come see us and meet with both lawyers. And that's incredibly important. I think you're hiring the lawyer, not necessarily the name on the business card of the firm.
Right.
So try them both out. Meet with both, and see which lawyer you think you'd work best with.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with that. I think each
Shopping around almost.
Yeah, well, and
Like you do
really,
with anything else.
an attorney in anywhere, any location, really, it's the attorney on their own merits, and I think you want to definitely find out word of mouth too. Word of mouth still is, even with all the internet and what have you. I think word of mouth is a major factor in who you should choose, and don't be afraid to
Absolutely.
interview a few of them first before you choose an attorney.
It's just so interesting to think about it that way, because I don't think people do, but you should. Just like anything else
Definitely.
you're purchasing or services you're seeking, I guess, so it works that same way. And just before we go here, we've got about 30 seconds left. How does someone know when they might need an attorney? This may seem like an obvious question, but I'm guessing it's not.
I would say trust your gut. If
Yeah.
you think it's a time when you might need an attorney, again, it doesn't hurt you to go meet with one for an hour. We have plenty of clients. We probably have more people come in the door that we say you don't need an attorney yet,
Yeah.
or you could handle this
Yeah.
on your own. So it never hurts to meet with an attorney for half hour, an hour, and then at least you know, rather than having to guess. So I would say trust your gut. If it feels like something where you might need an attorney, go meet
Go
with
with
one.
it. Again, the Shannon Law Office, thank you guys for being with us today. Some great advice.
Well, thanks for
Appreciate
having
it.
us. Appreciate that.
And we'll be back with more Talk of the Town right after this.